Yo, what is up, you guys? Your boy Swag-kun back at it again with another video, and today, for the third time, this is gonna be our follow-up Jutsu tier list. I know y'all are probably tired of my ass, like, bro, this dude is just tier list after tier list, but your boy's in his bag, and I gotta update y'all. So, just like the previous two tier lists, we will be going through and moving everything around first that needs to be moved around, and then from there we will be going ahead and adding in the brand new follow-up jutsus that have been added into the game since the previous tier list video. So without further ado, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Join the Swag fam if you have not already. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So sorry, starting off, we're going to be moving these things around. So in my opinion, the boy Momoshiki, his follow-up jutsu is going to drop down to still clapping cheeks, just because I feel like it has great status elements. That is true, it does, but it's pretty hard to hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really have to be right in front of the person in order to hit them. And even then, most people have status element immunity, so like for the most part, it's just a little bit too specific, like too specific of an area to hit. If it had a wider area of effect, it would be a little bit better, but because there's just better follow-up jutsus out there that are more beneficial and provide more utility, we're going to be dropping him down to still clapping cheeks. EMS Sasuke as well, I really liked this follow-up when it first came out, but after using it for a while, it's pretty mid, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna drop it down to a whole lot of mid, unfortunately. It does do seal, which is great, but unfortunately it doesn't do a lot of damage, and it's like a medium effect seal, so it's not even that much. So it's not, even if you do manage to inflict seal, it's only for like 5 seconds, so it isn't really that great. Shisui, my goat, his follow-up jutsu is also gonna drop down. It is pretty clutch, like to help out with like crowd control, but besides that, it's not really that great anymore, and there's just a lot better follow-up jutsus out there, so we're gonna drop that down as well. Same thing with Darui's lightning jutsu. I'm also gonna drop this down. The reason why I had it so high last time is because it was one of the only follow-up jutsus that inflicted paralysis, but now that there's a lot more follow-ups that inflict paralysis and confusion and things like that, I am going to drop it down to whole lot of mid. Another one that I'm gonna drop down is actually Itachi versus Sasuke. I'm gonna drop him down here. It is limit breakable, so that is good because it can also inflict some extra stuff like decreasing invincibility, decreasing status element immunity, and stuff like that. But it is very hard to hit, like very hard to hit. He only launches one single clone straight ahead, and if it runs into a wall, if it runs into anything else like a trap or something, it's just gonna detonate. So it makes it, yes, it has pretty good effects, but it's almost impossible to hit, and for that reason we are gonna drop it down to a whole lot of mid. I'm also tempted to drop down Obito's Shuriken Jutsu, and I think I'm gonna drop it down to a whole lot of mid, just because yes, it inflicts seal and it is very spammable, but it only inflicts a medium seal, and that's about it. It doesn't do a lot of damage. Like, I just feel like there are definitely better, like these ones is still clapping cheeks, they inflict status elements while also doing damage or giving you some type of utility. So like, for example, Kinkaku and Ginkaku's follow-up jutsu here, it only inflicts seal, but it sucks enemies in and puts them in an animation where they spin around, so they get stunned for a second, and that's all you need in order to basically get a winning hit or like knocking them out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, but everybody else I believe still belongs up here. Most of these inflict status elements, give the team buffs and stuff like that. Same with Toby. I know a lot of y'all really like Toby's follow-up jutsu. This is only good for gate crashing, that's it. But the reason why it's in still clapping cheeks is because you can literally activate a final room by using this follow-up jutsu. He throws in his bomb, and everyone in final room is gonna run towards it before you even run in there, so that'll give you a chance, especially right now that the speed glitch meta is done. It has become a lot more beneficial, so I'm gonna leave it there. And everyone else, like I said, inflicts status element and does pretty good damage. So now that we have moved everything around, I'm gonna keep everyone else where they're at. Let's go ahead and add in the brand new follow-up jutsus into the game, starting with the second Hokage, racist Tobirama Trump himself. His whirlpool jutsu, we are going to put it in still clapping cheeks. This is very similar to Kazekagegaru's, the one that's up here, the quicksand, it is very similar, except this is a whirlpool, but it has the same effect. It's a little bit smaller, but it sucks enemies in and it inflicts paralysis. It puts them in a great animation where it sucks them in, spins them in a circle, stuns them for a second. So overall, this can be very clutch if, for example, you have a unit who decreases paralysis like Kid Kakashi, or even someone like Final Valley Sasuke. If you want something that's similar to Gaara's that sucks enemies in and helps like crowd control and stuff, then it would really help to use Tobirama. So I'm gonna put it in Still Clapping Cheeks. Next up, we have Wandering Ninja Sasuke's Amaterasu Slash. In my personal opinion, this is going to go in Almost Perfect, and the reason for that is because it ignores nature resistances. So if you have youth trophies or if you have the washi tools, it ignores it. It will do damage anyways. It inflicts a huge seal effect, so it's like a large seal, and it leaves a massive area of effect. So if you have someone who decreases seal resistance, like for example, if you use this like on KLM Naruto and Final Room, it's very good because it leaves a huge seal Amaterasu area. It ignores the nature resistances, and on top of that, it's just a great combo. He does great damage with this jutsu. So overall, I like it a lot. I've used it myself and it's really helpful. It helps out a lot and it's a really dope follow-up jutsu. So next up, we are going to use KLM Naruto's Rasen Shuriken. This one as well, in my opinion, is going to go up to Almost Perfect. And the reason for that is because this Rasen Shuriken, if you guys have not used it yet, KLM Naruto will throw his Rasen Shuriken and it goes very slow. But even though it goes slow, it sucks enemies in and they get stuck in an animation where they can't move. So this is an amazing follow-up jutsu for equipping onto your attack mission main, because you can summon enemies and he's gonna throw that Rasen Shuriken and they're just gonna be stuck. So it makes it very easy for you to combo on enemies, and even on defense. I wouldn't really recommend it on defense, maybe in Final Room or something, but I believe it inflicts confusion. But that's about it. It's not really a status element jutsu. It's more of like a utility jutsu because it sucks enemies in and then it makes a huge explosion right at the end. So overall, it's a very good follow-up jutsu. If you don't have KLM Naruto's like full kit and you're not using him, it's pretty good. So yeah, it's gonna go up there. Next up, we have Kimimaru. Kimimaru, we are gonna put in Still Clapping Cheeks. It has a great knockdown combo. It shoots enemies up into the sky. It decreases defense. But aside from that, that's about it. So it's pretty good at contributing to your knockdown combos and stuff, but it has to be pretty specific to the shinobi that you're using, like if it mixes well with their combos or not as an attack mission main. But aside from that, nothing too crazy, but it is Still Clapping Cheeks. Next up, we have Mama Sakura. Mama Sakura's punching jutsu is also gonna go in Still Clapping Cheeks. It doesn't do much. It has a good knockdown. She does a big punch, knocks an enemy down, sends them flying, and it also heals HP and chakra for your entire team. So if you for some reason are running a main that does not heal your whole team, or you don't have a healer on your team, then if you equip this follow-up jutsu, it will heal all your HP and your chakra while you're running an attack mission. So pretty good if you need some healing follow-up jutsu, which there aren't too many of in this game, so it's pretty helpful. Next up, we have OG Boruto. It's like the lightning ninja tool thing. I forget what it's called. It's like water lightning or some shit like that. But Boruto's is gonna go in a whole lot of mid. It doesn't do too much damage. I mean, if you really build him up with a lot of attack and raise up his ninja way level, it could do some pretty decent damage, but it's mid. It's not dookie because it leaves a pretty good damage area and it does inflict paralysis and I think decreases defense. But aside from that, not too much. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in a whole lot of mid. Next up, we have Danzo. All my homies hate Danzo. We hate Danzo out here, but unfortunately, Bandai rides the Danzo dick, so Almost Perfect. I remember when Danzo first came out, he was like the most meta revival shinobi, and I was so pissed because why did Danzo deserve that? For no reason. He's like the worst person ever. But anyways, Danzo's follow-up jutsu is a very good follow-up jutsu. It's so annoying because he screams every time he uses it, and okay, whatever. I'm going on the rant. Danzo's follow-up jutsu, he slashes 3 or 4 times, shoots these massive air waves, like air blades through the air, inflicts paralysis, I believe confusion as well, decreases defense, and if you get hit by it, it's very annoying because you get hit kind of like War Sakura's. You get hit back to back to back to back, so you might dodge the first one, but if you get hit with the second one, you're gonna get hit again and again and again and again. and it puts you in a pretty annoying combo. So, but it does inflict paralysis. Right now we have a lot of units who decrease paralysis resistance, so both on defense and in the attack mission it is great because it also activates traps. So you can summon an enemy from far away and just spam your follow-up jutsu, and he's gonna keep on spamming the slashes. You might get annoyed from Danzo screaming every time he uses it, but aside from that, it's a great follow-up jutsu. Unfortunately, it's a great one. Anyways, we have Utakata Takataka with his water shotgun jutsu. In my opinion, this is gonna go in a whole lot of mid. It can be pretty good for damage if you use it up close, but aside from that, it doesn't really do too much, and it's kind of hard to hit. It's only beneficial if you use it up close, but how many shinobi are you gonna be put in that situation where you're right up front? You know what I'm saying? And there's just a lot better ones out there. So for now, this is gonna go in a whole lot of mid. Next up, we have Heavy Sasuke. Heavy Sasuke's regular Chidori, we're gonna put it in Hot Steaming Dookie. It doesn't do anything. It just inflicts like small paralysis, but that's it. Small paralysis, and he just runs and does a Chidori. Not too much damage, not too much status elements. It's gonna go in Dookie. Summer Hinata with her 8 trigrams is also gonna go in Hot Steaming Dookie. Yes, it's, I mean, the area that it uses is very, very small, so it's very hard to hit, and even if it does hit, it doesn't really do too much. So yeah, Hot Steaming Dookie, unfortunately. Next up, we have Hanabi's Airstrike, also in Hot Steaming Dookie. It doesn't do anything, it just inflicts a small amount of damage, and that's it. And the area is very, very, very small. So yeah. Next up, we have War Gaara's Sand Hail. His Sand Hail, I'm actually gonna put in Still Clapping Cheeks. All it does is basically he shoots down some sand like rocks from the sky. It has a pretty good area of effect, so it has a pretty good range, and it also inflicts, I believe, a medium or large paralysis as well. So it could be pretty solid for like crowd control, again, for units who decrease paralysis. He shoots rocks like straight from the sky, sand hail, and it inflicts paralysis. So it could be pretty decent if put on the right shinobi. So yeah, you know, not too bad. It doesn't do like a lot of damage though. It's more for like status elements and for AoE. So if it's more for like if you want to inflict paralysis, then this is a good follow-up jutsu. But if you're looking for one that does damage, this probably isn't the one for you. But it's Still Clapping Cheeks, still pretty beneficial. And finally, we have KLM Minato's Rasengan Dive Trap Clear, and this one is going to go in Hot Steaming Dookie. Again, it doesn't really do too much. He just launches like 2 shadow clones, do a Rasengan to the floor, but it inflicts like small confusion, but that's it. It sets off traps and inflicts small confusion, but it's not that good. It doesn't do a lot of damage. So that's about it. But yeah, you guys, this is my updated follow-up jutsu tier list. Please drop down in the comment section, let me know, would you guys move anything up? Would you move anything down? What do you guys think? Hopefully I didn't forget any of them. In my final room tier list, I forgot Gaara V1. I pinned it in my comment. Gaara V1 is GOAT tier in final room. But if I forgot any of them, which I doubt I did, but if I did, please let me know and I will comment it down below. I forget about like the random ones. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Join the Swag fam if you have not already. Join the Discord link in the description if you have not already as well. But anyways, as always, stay swaggy, stay blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one.